your name is Jasmine. It is with kind of flower. What parents gave you this name?
Why? Well, I think my mother always liked this name, and she always liked the flower, because it's very famous in Austria too, the flower. So she said, when she looked at me, she knew that this was the right name for me. So, and I'm really happy about Jasmine because it's unique. Not everybody is named Jasmine. It's a unique name, and everybody knows the name worldwide. So it's very good.
Yeah, in China there is a song named Jasmine.
Yeah.
And in the opening ceremony of this tournament,
Yes.
The girls in white, they play a song. That song is rightly Jasmine.
Oh, Jasmine. I think it's Molly. Molly?
Yeah.
See, I heard that. Somebody told me that's Molly. So yeah, I know, and I think the Chinese people love my name because it's very famous here too.
Yes.
So,
Oh, your brother is named after your father?
oh, but yes, it's the same name like my father. I don't know why my parents chose that, but I think my dad maybe wanted, the boy to be named after him, so it's Alvin Jr. Yes.
I heard that your parents picked up pool. You began to play pool at 6 years old.
Yes, well, actually my first time was at the age of 3. I had a little table at home, like a baby table. So I was even playing when I was 3 years old, and when I was 6 years old, I was big enough for the big table. And my parents have always had a billiard club in Austria, so my dad took me to the pool room, and from that moment on, I was playing all the time.
Is that your own choice?
Yes, yes. I loved it. I was fascinated by the balls and by the table, and I was just standing there playing all day long, and I loved it. It was my passion right away.
Your coach now, he is a close friend with your family?
Yes, yes. He was also, when I was young, he was playing in the billiard club in Austria, so that's how we met. And my dad actually came up to him and asked him if he could give me something to practice. So Michael, my coach, he came up and just gave me some practice sessions and just helped me with a few things, and he said he was so fascinated by my talent, and he loved working with me. So now it's been 21 years later and he's still my coach. So it was just the perfect combination.
He is one of the groups you let grow up, and what do you think the difference when you are little, he in your eye, and now he in your eye?
You mean what changed between him and me? Well, of course, when I was younger, he was like a second father, to me, because he was traveling with me to all the tournaments. He was helping me with certain situations. He was always there for me. And now we are more like partners. I'm a grown-up now. Of course, he's a grown-up. So now I think it's easier for us to work together. And if there's a new idea, we talk about it. He's not just giving me a drill and he says you have to do this. We're talking about it. We're trying to figure out the best way, and so working together changed a little bit. Now I'm not a little girl anymore. I'm grown up. I'm a woman. But I think our friendship is just really strong. We've always, been good friends, and I always trusted him, and I think that's very important.
Is he also the coach of your brother?
No, actually not. I mean, he is the national coach now. He's training with the national team every now and then, and my brother is in the national team, of course. So he's helping him a little bit, but not like me. He's still my own coach, but he's trying, of course, to help others too, and that's okay, of course.
Before that, Alvin has his own coach.
No, actually, he has never had a coach. He never had anybody like I have Michael. He never found the right person. He was always on his own. I tried to help, but I'm the big sister, so he didn't always like it because I was the big sister. I was always the successful one when he was still a little boy. It was really tough for him. But now I'm trying to help. Now he's a grown-up, so we can talk and we'll practice together.
When did he begin to play?
He started playing at the same age as I did. He started at 3, first at 3, when he could stand, could stand and walk around, he played on a little pool table with me. And at 6, he went also to the big table and started playing, because then he was tall enough.
Your parents want you. There are 2 brothers to play pool. That's your parents.
You mean my parents play pool?
No, I mean you and your brother play pool. Is that your parents' expectation?
Not really, because for example, of course my dad always played pool and my mother never played pool. And my parents always said to me, do whatever you want to do. Do what makes you happy. And if billiard makes you happy, then we support you. So it was always my decision, and they said, whatever you do, just do what you like. And that's the main thing, and I think that was very important. My parents never said I have to play pool, especially not my mom. My mom knows nothing about pool, which is great. I love it, because she got nothing to do with billiards, She always said, do what makes you happy, and she's happy too.
This is also for LB?
Yeah, for Albi too, of course. It was the same for both of us. We were never forced or anything. We wanted to play. We grew up with a pool table. It was fascinating. It was passion, and it's our talent too. We were both very good at it, and it's fun. When you're good at something, it's fun. It makes you special. And to be a professional billiard player is, a big dream come true.
What kind of child do you use to be?
Excuse me?
What kind of child?
What kind of child?
Yeah.
Oh, I was always a good child. I was a very, very good child. My school grades were okay. I was good in school, it was nothing bad. I always did everything on my own. My parents never had to worry. And I was easy, and because I had a big hobby, and that was billiard. It was when I was not in school or playing with some friends, I went to the pool table. And so my parents never had any trouble with me. I knew what I wanted from the first moment on.
Is Alvin also a very good child like you?
Yes, he was also a very good child, but boys are different. Boys are different than girls. They are a little more challenging. I think he had a harder time in school, but he still managed it. It was no problem for him. But he also always knew that he wanted to be a pool player. And that's the most important thing. When you know what you want in your life, it's much easier.
Have you ever beat him?
Oh yeah. Of course I've beat him. I've also beat him in tournaments and practice matches, but I also lost against him. So it's like even, Right now, when I look at the performance, right now he's maybe playing a little better because he's been playing with the men. He's more consistent right now. I'm not so happy with my performance right now, but we'll practice together. And soon we probably will play a tournament together in a team, so we'll see what happens.
Usually, how you beat him?
How?
Yeah, how?
Well, it's always it's a funny situation between brother and sister because, of course, he's my brother and I love him. I want him to be happy and successful. But on the pool table, there is no friendship, there is no relationship like between, it's your opponent. You have to just focus on your game. And in the match where I beat him, I just played better. And then when he beat me, he played better. It's just as easy as that. It just depends on the performance.
When both of you are young, did you quarrel with each other?
Did I what?
Did you two quarrel with each other?
Quarrel? What do you mean? I don't understand what you mean.
Fighting?
Oh, fighting?
Yeah.
Like for real fighting? No.
No, little child, little children always fight with each other.
Well, but it's more like funny fighting, when it's like a little wrestling, but for fun, nobody got hurt. Just for fun, nobody got hurt. It was not that bad, no.
So you two always go on very well. You two are both shy.
Yes, and we love each other. And of course, when you're younger, it's a little more difficult. But now we're both grown-ups, so now our relationship is great. You know, I love him, and I'm there for him. I'm trying to help him wherever I can, because I got a little more experience than him. I'm the older one, so I can help, and he's open for that too. He wants me to help, and he helps me instead. So the relationship between us now is just perfect.
This time you come to Shenyang, and what is he doing now?
Right now he's at home preparing for the World Championship with the men. He's going to Qatar for the Man World Championship soon. I think it's like in 1 or 2 weeks. And before that is a Euro Tour, Man Euro Tour. Because he's right now the number 3 in Europe. And he used to be number 1 in Europe. So he's practicing at the academy.
You two will go to the World Cup in September.
Exactly. That's in the middle of September, the World Cup of Pool, which is a team event. And Austria got invited. And I think it's also the first time in history that brother and sister are both competing together in one event. It's very exciting. It's really very exciting, and I'm really thrilled to be in a team with him because he's a great player. And I think, you never know what happens, but we could write history. I mean, it would be cool to, of course, win this event, but we'll see. But I'm just very happy that we can play together.
I heard that 1 year later, even your diapers changed in your pool table.
Yes. Yes. You read that on the internet, right?
Yes.
Actually, that is very true because I had this baby table. And when I was a baby, they had the table before I was born already. My dad bought it. And so when I was a baby, my mom put me on this table and changed my diapers. So it's true. She changed my diapers also on the pool table. And so that's what I mean. I grew up with pool. Billiard was always a part of my life, even when I was a little baby. So, and it always will be, no matter what happens. It always will be a part of my life.
Is Alvin in the same little table you changed?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't watch, but we still had the table when he was young. So I'm sure my mom did that too. Yes.
Could you send me the photos of that?
I have to find it because it's 27 years back. So I don't know if we got any pictures.
Okay,
It was,
can find it.
yeah, I'll try and find it, but maybe it's black and white pictures. Because 27 years back is a long time. I didn't even know if my mom had a camera.
It is said that you used to dream to be an actress.
Yes, well, I love movies. I love watching movies, and I also thought being an actress would be a great job. I also think that I have a little bit of I don't want to say talent, but I think I could act. I think a little bit at least, or maybe learn it. And when I was a little younger, I thought it was a big dream to maybe be an actress one day. So it was like a little dream in the back of my head. But I still wanted to be a pool player. So obviously I changed my mind from being an actress to being a professional pool player. But yeah, once in my life I actually thought of that. I admire the actresses.
So, who is your favorite actress?
Oh, there are so many. But I like Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, I like because the roles she's playing is really, she can play everything. She can be in an action movie, she can be in a thriller movie, she can be in a romance. I mean, she can play everything. She's just an amazing actress, I think.
If you are actress, which kind of movie would you shoot?
Oh, I would probably do action movies or thriller movies. I'm not so much into romance. I don't know. When I watch movies, I like action movies, I like thriller movies, maybe also comedy movies, but not so much drama. No, because normal life is already enough drama. I don't need it in the movies.
I heard that you traveled about 20 days a year.
150 to 200 days.
And you have to suffer 30 times jet lag in 1 year. How do you deal with that?
Well, it's very difficult, especially, for example, this tournament has been very tough because I've been to Colombia before that. So my time difference is all funny now. And to be honest, there's not much you can do. You can try to adjust as quickly as possible, maybe arrive a few days early, before the tournament, and just try to adjust. Or you arrive really close to the tournament and just try to get sleep whenever you can. One thing that is very important is that you know when it gets difficult. Like when you need to know when you get tired, and then you need to do something. Get out of the hotel room, maybe go running or go outside to a shopping mall, or just do something to stay awake. Because if you stay in a hotel room, you get even more tired and you maybe go to sleep. This is the worst thing you can do. So I think you need to know when is the difficult time and what can you do. And one thing is also experience. The more experience you have, the easier it is. And my body is used to it now. I have so many jet lags that my body is used to the time difference all the time. So it gets easier.
Do you like travel?
I like to travel. I like to travel a lot. It's just sometimes it would be nice to maybe do more vacation, to fly somewhere and just do a vacation and not do work all the time. Because it's tough on your body. It's just a lot of stress. And at the end of the year, I can tell that I get very exhausted from traveling so much and from the jet lag and from the tournaments. And the problem for us Europeans is that we have to travel all the time to Asia and America. Like the Asian people, they have so many tournaments in their own country, and we have to travel every time, and that makes it more difficult. I wish we could have more tournaments in Europe, but that's difficult.
Does Elvin also deal with the jet lag thing?
He does, but he's at the beginning of his career, so he will need more experience. He has come to Shanghai, he's been to Qatar and a few different other countries, but he didn't travel as much yet as I did. But I'm trying to help him with that, with the experience, and tell him what he could do and a few tips on the side. But he's at the beginning. It's like he had the first year, last year, where he was really traveling a lot, and this is the second year now, and we'll see. We'll see. He needs some experience. We need to wait for that.
This year is the second time he came to China.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It was last year was in Shanghai, and this year he was in Shanghai.
What do you think the difference between last year and this year?
Like difference in the tournament, or
in the tournament, or also something else?
To be honest, I don't think there was much of a difference because we've been always playing at the same venue. Everything was set up the same. The center court were a little different, but I like the China Open Shanghai because it's always very similar, and it's easier for the athletes because you know what to expect. You know what's going to happen. It's not like you arrive and you all of a sudden are surprised, that something changed. It's always very similar, good format and a nice organization. So it's really, I think, a really great tournament, and I hope we'll have it in the future too.
You opened your billiard sports academy in 2012, last year, and with your coach. And who deal with the daily business? You two together.
Mm-hmm. It's my coach Michael and we kind of started the project that we wanted to have an academy where we finally have the chance to practice on a high level, to teach people, to work with the juniors and work with other people. And 1 year ago we opened it up, and it's him and me. We do that together, and that's one of the reasons why he's not here, because he's staying at home at the academy and makes sure that everything is working out.
Has he go with you to Colombia?
Yes. He's been in Colombia with my brother and I. He's been there supporting us, but that was the reason why he had to go back to Austria now and can't be here, because we need somebody to stay at the academy. It's a great project and it's a great academy, but it's also extra work. And that's one of the reasons why he's there in the tournament.
How about the academy? Do you have many students?
Yes, we are also the official trainers of the national youth team. We are preparing them for the European Championships. We have training sessions there with former trainers. Like we are trying to work with other trainers so that they can work with other juniors in other countries. We had people there from Singapore, we had people there from Sweden, we had people there from Belgium. So there are a lot of people from other countries coming to Austria to practice there, to maybe work with me too. And we're also working on a scientific level, like trying to find out, how fast is a stroke and how fast is a break, and what can you change in your technique and what's good and what is not so good. So we're trying to work and get some facts for the billiard sport.
How do you do the scientific part?
We worked with the university together. That was in Vienna actually. The Vienna Sports University. We had a project with them, worked together. They brought a lot of cameras, high-speed cameras, and tried to tape a few shots and then figure out, how certain athletes react and how the cue reacts and how the ball reacts. So we're just trying to work with that. But it was just the beginning. We want to do more in the future.
Do you do the teaching work in your academy?
Yes. We do it together with my coach. Whenever I can, I have, for example, in 10 days, I have a teaching day with 2 people coming from Austria. They're from Salzburg, they're coming to Klagenfurt, and I'm working with them for 1 whole day. So I'm a teacher there too. I'm trying to train people, but also my coach Michael is doing training sessions.
Do you like the teaching work?
I like it. I like it because I also learn a lot from myself. When I work with other people, I see things that I normally don't see with myself. And but it's also tricky because when you're a trainer, you think way too much. And as an athlete, you shouldn't think so much. You just do. You just do whatever you want to do and not think too much. And as a trainer, you have to think. So I'm trying to keep these 2 things separately. To really say, okay, this is when I'm teaching, and this is my training, and that's different.
Alvin also practices in the academy.
Yes, he does. Yeah, he comes to the academy whenever he wants to practice, and also every now and then we practice together and play matches.
You do the teaching job.
No.
Teach your little brother.
No. We're not doing the teaching thing because everybody has their own training schedule. But we're just trying to help each other, like practice together and just figure out a few things.
What's the meaning of the logo? I mean, this one.
This is, I can actually show this here. This is the O from Ocean and the J from Jasmine.
Oh, Jasmine.
Yes, and that's the logo. And we also use the logo for the academy because it's actually the Billiard Sport Academy Jasmin Ouschan. So this is my official logo, and this comes from my name.
Who did
And it's a ball. I did actually.
Oh, this is a ball.
Yeah, this is kind of like trying to be like a ball, and of course important is that the O and the J from my name is in there. That's why it's also the different color.
Oh, that's really talented.
Yeah, well we sat down with my coach and we tried to figure out a simple logo, but easy to recognize. So yeah, a few years, like 2 years back, we actually designed that, and then we went to a person that could actually help us in the computer, but that was our creation.
Why you choose the colors of red and green?
I like the colors. I like the combination. I love red, and we just needed a different color for the J, and I just like the combination. That's just me. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just my colors. And when you go on my website, you also see the colors.
Yes, I saw it. And I found this logo, and I thought it must have some special meaning.
Yes, exactly.
What's the difference that you come to play a match by yourself and go with your brother together? What's the difference?
Well, to be honest, I was really happy when I was traveling with him because we know each other so well. We get along. We have fun. I love to show him the places too where he hasn't been yet. And then when we are done with matches, we go to the room and we talk about the matches. It's great because we can learn from each other. Yes.
have you showed being around?
Yes, we went. For example, to Din Tai Fung. To the. It's one of my. Yes, it's one of my favorite restaurants.
Really?
Yes. So when I think the first time I went to the restaurant was in Taipei, and then I got a card, and on the card it said it's also in Shanghai. So I went there every time. And then when my brother came with me, I said we have to go to this restaurant. It's the best one, and now he loves it too. So whenever I go to a city with Din Tai Fung, I go there. So
which kind of food in Din Tai Fung you like best?
All sorts of the dumplings, everything. Yeah, I can eat dumplings all day. I even talked to Allison here and asked her if she can find a dumpling place here. I just love it. I can eat that every day. It's perfect food.
That's really interesting. I heard your favorite car is Aston Martin DBS.
Excuse me?
Your favorite car?
Yes, the Aston Martin. Yes.
You have your own one.
No. No. The thing is, I love cars, and I always thought my dream car would be the Aston Martin DBS. It's a very sporty car. It's like known as the James Bond car.
Yes, I want to ask you that if you like the car.
It's just no. It's actually not because of the movie, but it's a very famous car, and I just love it. But it's so expensive, so I don't think I will ever have it. But it's just a dream car. I actually got my own car at home because I got my own sponsor, and it's a Porsche Klagenfurt, and Porsche is not only the car Porsche, but it also has VW, Audi, and Skoda. So, and I get a Skoda every 6 months from this company. So I got my own car there, and it's also a really great car. You can actually see it on my website too. I posted some pictures. So it's not quite an Aston Martin, but we'll see one day.
Do you like drive very fast?
No, I mean, of course, when for example, I'm on the German highway where you can drive as much as you want, I did that a few times in my life, but in Austria it's not allowed. So in Austria, I stick to what's allowed. It's only like 130 kilometers per hour.
How about Alvin? What's his favorite car?
His favorite car is a Lamborghini.
Lamborghini?
Yes, that's his favorite car. So, two different cars, completely two different cars, because I don't like his car and he doesn't like my car, so, but that's okay.
Do you argue with each other about the car, which is good?
Yes, we do. Every time when he sees the car and I'm like, oh no, I don't like this car, and then he starts telling me how good it is and how great it is, and then I start telling him how great my car is. So it's like, but it's funny. It's just a fun thing.
Who will win the argument?
Actually, nobody, because it's two different cars, two different opinions. Actually, at the end of the argument, we're just laughing. We're just laughing about it, and it's like, okay, whatever. Let's just leave it. It's a useless argument.
Except Shanghai. Any other places you showed him around?
Well, we were in Colombia together, but I've never been to Colombia either. So we were once in America, and I knew the place where we were. So I went with him a little bit and showed him a few restaurants that I like in America, but not as much as Shanghai, because I went to that big famous place in Shanghai. This big roundabout and the big shopping malls and everything. It was impressive. We got so many pictures of this place.
It seems that you always like to show him the restaurants.
Yes, because we like to eat. And it's important too, when you're at the tournament, you're so tired and you need energy for your performance. So food is very important. At the beginning, 10 years back, when I came first to China or Asia, I had trouble because I didn't know what I could eat, because the food is so different. Now I know. Now I know the restaurants, now I know where I can go, and if I don't know, I'll just ask Allison. And she will tell me.
Before you don't know all the foods in China, at that time, what do you do with it? Eat what?
Well, I actually went to Western restaurants, like some hamburgers and stuff like this. A cup noodles. So, but to be honest, I didn't eat that for long. I went to people and I asked them to help me and tell me where I can go. Yes, where I can go. And the good thing in China is always you get pictures with your food. So you just point at the pictures. You never know what you're gonna get. You're just gonna have to try it.
When did you first know Jin Kai Feng?
First time? Oh, that's like 5 years ago.
Who told you that?
I think I remembered it was in Taipei, and a few players we were coming together at the hotel, and somebody said, "Oh, there's this famous restaurant. It's really good," and nobody knew, and we said, "Okay, let's go together." So it was like 10 players, and we went to that place, and ever since then, I'm telling you, every time we're in Taipei, we're like all the Western players go to this place. Of course I can use a chopstick.
First time? The first time you use it, you can use it.
I was okay. I had to ask, how to do it, but it was not that difficult. I mean, I'm not like you. You're probably much more perfect than I am, but I think I'm good. I can eat. I can even eat rice with chopsticks. I'm very proud of myself.
Oh, you are very nice to friends, and even when you lose a game against or matches, friends want to take pictures or
yes.
want signage, you always do with them.
I think it's important. Of course, it's tough sometimes, especially yesterday when I lost again 7-6. I was so angry at myself. I was so frustrated. So of course, you just want to go. You want to go to the hotel room, but I know how important the fans are. The fans are so important. They're coming over just to watch us, just to be there for us. So the at least thing that I can do is to give something back. And so whenever they ask me for pictures or autographs, I try to be nice, even though I lost the match. So I think that's important. The fans are such a big part of the sport, and whenever you stand at a pool table and they start clapping for you, that's the best feeling in the world. So they deserve to be treated good and to get photos and pictures. That's why they came, and they need to get that.
You have a fan club in Facebook.
Yes. I have actually I got more fan clubs, but it's not only me. There is one club, it's called Official Fan Club of Jasmin Ouschan. That's me. That's personally me. The other ones is somebody else with my name. I don't know why. But there's one fan club, and that's really me. So I'm trying to
Yes, that is your Facebook.
Yes. And I'm trying to communicate with the fans and give them pictures and tell them, what I'm doing right now, and trying to, interact with them because they're all around the world.
Do you write the news for your family by yourself?
Yes. The website and the fan club is all my work. I do that by myself. It's a lot of work. But I'm doing it. And if I can't, for example, if I don't have time, then my coach is doing it.
In the early of this month, the sport minister of Austria go to your academy.
It's actually a big thing in Austria because he's the new sport minister. He's only been the minister for like a few months now, so he's really the new one. It's a big news, and billiard is not so popular in Austria as it is here. So, but that he actually took the time to come to my academy and practice with me, that was a big honor. That was a special day. And he's a very nice guy, and it was awesome to show him my sport and show him what we did with the academy, because it's a special academy. It's like one of the only academies like this in Austria and of course in Europe. So it was really special, a big honor.
You invite him, or he came?
No, he actually asked for a training session. We talked once to his secretary and said that we would love, to give him something, and he said yes, of course, he would love to come for a training session. So, and that was it. And he was there. 2 weeks later, he just came. He scheduled an appointment, and he was there. It was amazing. I never thought that he had the time because he's busy. The sport minister is busy.
So what do you think his play?
Oh, he was very good.
Really?
Oh, he said that when he was younger he was playing a little bit as a hobby. So when I showed him how to stand, how to hold the cue, he was very good. I was impressed, We only like practiced for 1 or 2 hours and he was doing good. He could play a stop shot and everything. So I was pretty impressed. Maybe I'm just the best trainer in the world. I don't know.
So you write that to you by yourself?
Yes.
Except billiards. Which sports do you like?
I love cycling.
Cycling?
Yes. I love fitness in common. I like to take care of my body and be
Do
fit.
you like yoga?
No, I did yoga. I did it for a while, but it's not so much my thing. I'm more like into fitness. I like tennis. I love tennis. I like squash. So cycling, tennis, and fitness is my main sports that I do almost every day.
Almost everything.
Yes, because it's a hobby and I need it for myself. It keeps me sane. It keeps me. It's like a little other part of my life. Because billiard is like almost 100% of my life. But you need something else. Otherwise, you get a little funny. You need something else, and that's tennis and cycling, especially.
Keep a good shape.
Yes, and keep in good shape. Keep fit.
Do you have favorite tennis players?
Yes, Roger Federer.
Federer?
Yes, he's my idol. I think he's the best athlete in the world. He's amazing. He's not only amazing on the tennis court, he's also so professional off that tennis court. He's one of the best athletes we have in this world. So.
Do you watch these games?
Yes, every time when I can. Every time when he's on TV and I have time, I'll watch.
You like? And any Go players do you like in tennis?
A girl.
Yeah.
I like. There are so many too. I like Sharapova and Serena Williams. So, what's the Chinese Lina? Yeah, she's amazing because she has, for like 2-3 years now, she has become such a great athlete, and her game is awesome. I like her a lot, and it's so special because you hardly ever had Chinese tennis players. It was more like a Russian and American thing, and then she came and changed it, and I love it. Yeah, she's very good, very great.
Now I heard that there is a sports team named after you.
Named after, you mean Philippines, the basketball?
Basketball
Yes,
team.
I have a fan club in the Philippines, and I don't know, a couple of hundred people, I don't know how many, but they come to every match when I play. They bring me flowers, they bring me posters and everything. And they once sent me a picture. They have a basketball team. They're playing just as a hobby, but they created a Jasmin Ouschan dress. They were playing with shirts where it said Jasmin Ouschan, and they were playing basketball with it. And they sent me a picture of that, and I loved it. It was such a big honor. One of the best fans in the world. It's just amazing.
Have you been to Philippines for many times?
Oh yeah, many times. For many years now.
So friends there are very familiar with you.
Very familiar, and it's also the 2010 I won my world championship in Manila.
Oh,
So I've been a lot of times to Manila in the Philippines, and it's a really nice place too. So many nice people. I feel very comfortable. I feel here very comfortable, and in the Philippines very comfortable. It's nice, when you travel so much, it's important that you feel comfortable. That's very important.
It seems that you always take care of him.
Well, he's my little brother. I think I will always feel that way. I always will feel like he's my little brother. But I also know he's a grown-up now. So he's turning 23 in a few days. So he's a big man. He knows he needs to handle his life on his own. But I always told him that if he needs help, if he needs something, I'm always there for him.
That's some quick questions. And you and Albie, who can sing better?
Who can what?
Sing.
Sing better. Um, to be honest, I can't sing at all. And to be honest, I don't think he can sing either, but I've never heard him. But since I know that I can't really sing, I would say maybe him.
What kind of music do you like?
I like a little bit of everything, you know, but mostly like R&B and pop music. Yeah.
I'll be also like
Alvin is more into hip hop.
hip hop. Yeah, I saw his Facebook and he took the pictures of banning like Rihanna and
Yeah, he's like a little R&B and hip hop area. I can listen to everything: dance music, pop music, R&B. I'm very easy, you know. But I think he's more into R&B and hip hop.
do you need the music when in your match or before the match
Yes,
to
always.
prepare?
Music is very important for me because I always got my iPod with me. I always got my music with me, and especially before a match, I always put the earphones in it, and I'm listening to whatever I like. I don't have anything special. I just choose whatever I like. But music is very special for me. When I practice, when I work out, when I go to the match.
Do you have favorite singers?
No, actually, like I said, I listen to so much music, so I don't have a favorite singer. But for example, who I really like a lot is Pink, for example. Yeah, I think she's pretty cool. I think her music is always good. You know, she always has good music.
Yeah, I like her too.
Yeah. So,
Who can cooking? You and Albie.
oh, I do.
He can't do that.
He can. But I think I'm more into cooking because it's like my hobby.
Your hobby?
Yes, it's another hobby. Like I love to cook, I love to eat, and I love to try out new things. So, for example, when I was at home, I used to cook a lot of wok, like you know, a Chinese wok thing, Japanese. I don't know what it really is, but like a lot of fresh meat and vegetables. I want to try and learn how to cook dumplings. I looked up recipes. I want to try at home. I'll let you know at the next tournament if I was successful. I'll let you know.
When you were little, you and Albie, who annoy your parents?
Who what?
Make your parents angry?
Oh, I think we both. We both. Like you know, children are always difficult sometimes. You know, everybody goes through different phases. So I think we were both the same. But I think, to be honest, we were both really good children. We were not causing too many problems. And whenever we did, it was both of us, especially when we were fighting.
Well, could you tell me that when you were little, the most crazy thing you have did? Most crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
I have to eat. Or what do you mean?
Crazy. You eat. What the most crazy you did? You had
Oh, the crazy thing I did. Huh. What did I do? Crazy thing. I can't think of anything right now. I think I would need more time to actually. It's such a long time ago. Let me think about that. Maybe I'll find something later.
How about Albie? Do you remember
Albie.
anything you did a little special or crazy?
Crazy. He was always when I was playing with him on a little pool table. He always took the cue ball away when I was shooting, and I got really angry. We were very competitive when we were young. So
Well, who can handle the social network like Facebook, Twitter better? You and Albie.
who can handle it better? Well, I think I do a lot with Facebook and Twitter because it's part of my job too. You know, trying to be close to my fans and give my fans some information. So I think I do much more with Facebook and Twitter and the website. Because he, for example, he doesn't have Twitter or a website. He might have in the future. We'll maybe do that. But I think so far I'm doing much more with that.
Your favorite film? Movie?
Favorite movie? Lord of the Rings.
Watch it. Really?
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. Do you like some some TV series?
There's a lot of series I like, but I really like 2.5 Men or Grey's Anatomy. Yeah.
Oh, do you like the Game of Thrones?
Yeah, I know that one, but they don't show it so much in Austria. So I have to watch it outside of Austria.
Which character in the Lord of the Rings you like best?
Oh, that which one I like best? I don't know if it's the same name, but maybe Legolas, the one with the blonde hair.
Orlando.
Yeah, Bloom. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a good. Well, in this movie, he's a special character. Like he plays it very well.
And also handsome.
Yeah, also that. Yeah.
Have you ever kept a pet?
I've had a dog when I was little and a cat, but they both died when I got older. And now I would love to have a dog, but I don't know because I travel so much, so it's difficult. I don't want to leave the animal at home, you know. Just we'll see. Maybe in the future, but I would love to have a dog.
And when your dog and cat died,
Yeah.
do you feel very?
Oh, I was very sorry. I felt very bad, you know, because I grew up with the dog, and I got the cat later, and I got it when she was really little. So, of course, it hurts. It's not very nice. It's like, you know, when you have an animal, it's like your best friend too. It's always on your side, always there for you. So, of course, it was sad. But still, even though it was sad, I would love to have a dog in the future.
Okay. You were the first woman to win medals in the men's game. What's that feeling? Why you decided to play in the men's game?
Well, the thing was, it started when I was little because my coach always said that when you want to get better, you have to play with the best. And when I was really little, the best were the men players. I was already, even at the age of 10, I was already the best woman in Austria. So I wanted more competition. So I played with the men. So for me, it was always normal to play with the men. And then I wanted to play World Championship, and I qualified for a World Championship. And the third place in 2008, I think it was one of the biggest career highlights in my entire life. So I just wanted to show that even though there's a difference, I think women can play just as good as men. I think there shouldn't be much of a difference. I think right now they are better than us, but I think when you play more with the men, you become a better player, and that's the important thing. And that's what I wanted to show too, that I can beat men, that I can play as good. And when it comes to billiard, it doesn't matter who you play. It doesn't matter if it's a man, a woman, a girl, a boy, or something else. You just have to focus on your performance when you are on the table. That's the only thing that counts.
Nowadays, actually, in the snooker game, women players are encouraged to attend professional games.
Okay.
Have you ever played to play snooker?
Actually, no, because what I heard is that the men are very popular in snooker and the women are not, which is one of the reasons why so many snooker women actually came to us, to the pool world. So I never thought that this would be an option for me. I like to play snooker for practice, but I will stay in the pool world.
When you practice in snooker, your high break?
Oh, I think not much. I think maybe 70 or 80. But just once. That's a while back. You know, it's not my main focus.
Okay. Well, that's for all the questions. Really, thank you.
Well, you're welcome, of course.